Before we get to the show, we wanted to give a huge shout out to the Canoga Parks Elks Lodge for awarding us with the National Youth Week Award. So, without further ado, welcome to Scout Saturday Live!
It's Scout Saturday Live with Taylor Bell, Nathaniel Cox, Jai Dooley, Cameron Irvine, Miranda Janae, Bailey Vincent, and Sam Yamashita. And now, it's Scout Saturday Live.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the 23rd episode of Scout Saturday Live. We hope you are all having a spectacular weekend thus far, and that we can help in making it a little bit better. Without giving any spoilers, in this episode we hope to teach you some cool tricks and show you some super fun projects. With that being said, let's get right into the fun.
Last week we talked to you about water. Water science, water history, water crafts, and water scouting. And this week we're going to talk to you about air. You know, because we were already on a roll. A barrel roll.
So, what does this mean, you ask? Well, it shouldn't come as a surprise, but in order to really understand the air we breathe, requires a lot of chemistry to understand what it's made of, and math to understand how it moves. Now, we're not going to go into too much detail and make it super complicated. Instead, we will show you through cool experiments you can easily do at home.
Wait, Bailey, what does that mean?
It means that they get to do some awesome projects and hey, maybe learn a bit on the way. But right now, we're going to be talking about paper airplanes. Many people don't really consider what makes your paper airplane fly, but I'm going to do a little bit of teaching and then we're going to show you how to fold my favorite design. So, various forces can affect the length and the distance of your flight. The biggest factor in getting the best flight possible is the shape of the plane itself. So planes that are longer and more balanced will fly longer, you get more flight time, maybe a bit of extra height, but shorter and front heavy planes will barely fly at all. So the air around the plane and the way the plane interacts with the air around it is how your plane is actually able to fly. And that is a very, very, very simple definition of paper airplane aerodynamics. The perfect plane though needs to have just a little bit of drag and yet be light enough to defy gravity. So now is when you guys are going to get to see how I fold my favorite design. It's called the Harrier. So the first thing that you're going to start with is a letter-sized, plain white sheet of paper. You're gonna fold it in half. Lengthwise, I've also heard it called hot dog style. Just as best as you can get it. And make the fold nice and sharp. Then we're gonna unfold. Okay? Now, you are going to take the corners and you're going to fold them right up against that middle line that you just created with your fold. Okay? Now you're going to do it to the other side. Try and get them as lined up as possible. And make your folds real sharp. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna make this look kind of like an envelope. So you're going to take the top and you're going to fold it down to the bottom, but there's only about a half an inch or so at the bottom. So about that is a good amount of space. And you're going to fold nice and sharp. And see, now it kind of looks like an envelope. Okay, so now we're gonna take the corners and we're gonna fold them down to the middle line again. And you should be able to see a little triangle tab underneath your new fold. You're going to take the little triangle tab, you're going to flip it out. Okay, so now it's going to look like that. Now what you're going to do is you're going to flip the whole thing over, and now you're going to fold it like that. Okay, so now we have this. We're going to take, now it's time to build our wings. We're just going to take it and we are going to fold it so that it all lines up with the center in a nice, big, flat, like that. Now we're going to do the exact same thing to the other side of our plane. Again, line it up with the bottom of your plane. And unfold so that your wings are nice and out. And now you have the perfect paper airplane. I did some research on paper airplane designs and I found 3. I chose the Harrier because this one was my favorite, but if you want to try the other 2, the link is down below. You can try any of my 3 designs, or you can experiment with your own designs to see which one works best for you.
Have you ever wondered how a boomerang works? Well, it follows the same rule, just as a lot of other things, just like helicopters and even some race cars.
Did you know that some of the first flying machines were created and tested in the time of Leonardo da Vinci, all the way back in the 1480s? That's more than 500 years ago. Inventors have been feeling the need to fly for a very, very long time. But it wasn't until the 1900s when the first airplane was officially created by the Wright brothers.
If you look at flying machine concepts of the Renaissance, a time way before I was born and definitely before your parents, or the early planes made of wood and cloth, they look completely different from the planes and helicopters that are made out of metal today.
But with this next game, you can create your own flying machine. Alright, to start this off, we're going to make a little contraption called the tumbling wing. If you've done origami before, or some other paper folding craft, this should be simple for you. You're going to want to get a ruler, a pencil, and most importantly, lightweight paper, like this tracing paper, or phone book paper if you have that lying around. The first step is to get about 2 inches wide of a strip, like this. Speaking of, can we get a conversion from inches to metric for those of us not living in Freedom Land? Alright, thanks. Okay, so once you have your 2 inches strip, or whatever it is, you're going to want to fold that in half. Like this. Now it doesn't have to be a tight fold, just a loose Wiles fold. I'm not sure what name that is, but I'm going to go with it. Alright. Now, once you have that, you're going to want to get a few millimeters and fold that too. So it's kind of like half of, it should go into half of that. And you're going to want to make this one a tight fold. This is a crucial step in the making of a tumbling. Alright, so once you have that, you're going to want to unfold that half fold, and it should look like this. Now the goal is to have these little flaps going in both directions on opposite sides. So if you have that, that's good with that step. Alright, the last step is to fold the left and right side. You're going to want to fold one in and the other behind. Now I think this will work kind of like how planes have the back wings, or helicopters have the back rotors, or blade, or whatever you want to call it, to stabilize. I believe that is how it works. So you're going to get 1 inch from both sides, and one side you fold in, and the other side you're going to fold like that. So once again, it should be opposite sides, go opposite directions. Once you have your tumbling wing, you can proceed to this game, or more appropriately, this challenge. If you folded everything right, you can drop the wing and let it fall forward while spinning backwards. Like that. If you made it this far, you can then hold a piece of cardboard underneath it, like this, and move forward with the wing as it just floats above the cardboard. This is because the air that moves up from the cardboard acts as an updraft for the wing. And because it falls so slowly, you can keep it in the air for a long time. So what's the game? Well, try and have a competition with someone to see who can keep theirs up the longest. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the fun project. And let's get back to the show.
Wow, that looks like fun. But I feel like you're forgetting something.
Oh? What did I forget?
To let them know to take pictures and videos of projects they do at home.
Okay guys, come on. I think they all already know to take pictures and videos of their projects and crafts. You all are unbearable.
Alright, while everyone was doing their thing, I decided to set up my project. Yep, this is it. For this project, all you're going to need is a blade of grass. This trick has been around for a long time, so I'm sure many of the parents and siblings will be able to help with this one. Basically, we're going to make this blade of grass sing. Kind of. That's right, everyone, you can be a real-life airbender. But in all seriousness, and as with most things, the reason this works is because of science, not magic. Blowing around this piece of grass will cause it to vibrate when it's pulled tight. That vibration is carried by the air all the way to our ears, which have this little thing called an eardrum. That also vibrates because of the air vibrating, and huzzah, we have sound. Most kinds of vibrations will cause air to move. When air moves, you can be sure that there is going to be a sound of some kind. But we can only hear so many sounds, from fairly low to pretty high. Some animals can hear different ranges of sounds than us humans, which is why dog whistles will work for dogs without disturbing humans. But enough talk, let's make this thing. So, you're gonna need a nice long flat piece of grass, preferably longer than this one, but we'll see if we can make this one work. Then you're going to fix it between two bits of your thumb. So the tip here and your joint down here. So we're gonna try and put it so that it's tight between those two places. Okay. And then we're gonna wanna do it kind of at an angle so that we have this little opening here where the leaf is. Leaf is? Grass is. Then all you need to do is get it tight by doing that, or have someone pulling on it for you, and we'll give it a try. Nope. I think that was the grass. Awesome. So, while we commonly call this a grass whistle, it has nothing to do with how actual whistles work. When you have a thin piece of material that vibrates like so, we call it a reed. So it's actually more similar to this. This is my saxophone reed. And just like the blade of grass, if I just blow it by itself, it makes a car sound. Now, if I just blow it by itself, no sound. So, when I put it on its mouthpiece, and it's held in place, it's pretty tight, and it has something to vibrate against, it sounds like this. Right? And when they put it on the rest of the instrument, that's how we get things like this. And a different way to do this sort of thing, same idea as holding a piece of grass between two bits of your thumb. You can put a piece of paper and secure it with some popsicle sticks, and you get a little popsicle stick and paper harmonica.
That's really fascinating, Cameron. It's so cool that all of this is possible due to magic. I mean science. I've heard legends about being able to make whistles out of two grass blades, but I never believed them. I wonder what else the power of wind can do.
I think I might know of one. Have you guys ever seen those giant towers with those huge propellers? I forgot the name, but it has to do something with wind.
Are you thinking of windmills, perhaps?
Yeah, that's the right answer, but don't forget about wind turbines. Wind turbines are actually, they're windmills, but they're used to create electricity. Windmills are used to create some sort of physical force, like for example, lifting something up or pumping water. Windmills and wind turbines create their power through the same way, using a propeller to catch the wind and turn it into some sort of power, either physical or electrical. The main feature of this device we'll be focusing on is the propeller, because that's what catches all the wind. propellers are much more complex than some people think, and they aren't just like flat pieces of metal. They need to be designed in order to make the most out of all the wind that they receive, and they're actually either made out of fiberglass or carbon fiber, which is lighter and stronger than metal. Now, we're going to be doing a demonstration. You can do this at home too, so these are the things you're going to need. A thumbtack, a square piece of paper, not a rectangle, a pencil. If the eraser is on, that might be really helpful, and some scissors. First, for this, you're going to want to fold the paper diagonally like this first. And you're going to want 4 triangles, so like this. Try to make these folds neat. Next, along the lines that you just created, we're going to be cutting inwards. Just don't cut in all the way. Around halfway is good. So on each of these lines, from outside in. Next, what you're going to want to do is take the corners, one of the corners that you just made, and fold it to the middle. You'll do the same thing for the next one. And the next one. Oops. And the next one. Now, if you do this part is a little difficult. You're going to want to have the thumbtack go all the way through the paper, so be careful when you do this. Don't poke yourself by accident. Okay, there we go. And then you can put it onto the pencil eraser. So, there you have it. Now, I'm just gonna find some wind. If you blow into it, that works too. See? I hope you guys do this at home, and don't forget, you can decorate this and you don't have to do it how I did. We'd love to see other submissions too, so don't forget, you can always submit it to us and we might feature it on the next show.
Wow, wind can be used to generate power and can even lift things off the ground. But all this talk about mills and wheels is making my head spin.
I agree with Cameron, for sure. And I think that just about sums up all the air facts we know. But before this episode comes to its close, we've got a few more little things that we need to mention.
Don't forget, you can always go to our website to see information about today's show, videos of past episodes, check out our advancement trackers, and much more. Visit bsa-la.org/SSL.
Hey, guess what time it is? That's right. It's shout out time. It's shout out time. Gather all around to hear your name. It's shout out time. It's shout out time. Today we're shouting out. That's right. It's you. All right. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. I can't tell you how happy we are to see all the many troops, crews, packs, and ships that are watching. It's so amazing. All right. In addition to the names you'll see on your screen, I have a few additional names that I'd like to share with you as well. So, thank you very much to Crew 904 of Arlington, Virginia, Troop 528 of Fort Walton Beach, Florida, Pack 204 of Iowa City in Iowa, Pack 3054 from Rotterdam, New York. Troop 410 in Chesapeake, Virginia. Pack 931 in Henderson, Nevada. Crew 700 in Las Vegas, Nevada. Troop 3010 in Schenectady, New York. Pack 333 in Calabasas, California. A special shout out to Pack 94 in Sylmar, California. Troop 609 in Newhall, California. Pack 36 in Proctorville, Ohio. Troop 109 in Ashland, Kentucky. Crew 223 of Pacific Palisades, California. Pack 179 of Virginia Beach, Virginia. And Ship 40 of Henderson, Nevada. It's so great to have all of you guys' support, and thank you very much for watching. Thank you.
If you'd like to learn more about scouting or know someone who may want to join in all of this fun, be sure to visit beascout.org to find a scouting unit near you. If you would like to read and learn about the new and constantly updating outing guidelines, you can visit scouting.org. Now, go make a colorful pinwheel, soaring paper airplane, and even become an airbender. Be safe, and don't forget to wash your hands with soap and water. Goodbye for now, and we'll be seeing you on our next episode. Bye!